Basically, I ran out of iPhone storage space. So my next plan is to use this college laptop that I have to film videos on, post them onto YouTube, and then immediately delete them off the storage. Because I don't know if they can access this, and I'd rather they didn't know what I was doing. Because I would imagine they'd be pretty pissed off knowing that I'm meant to be, doing work and shit on this thing, and I'm like, let's film YouTube videos instead. But I've seen other people in my class record themselves while in class, so yeah. Anyway. I'm bored, so today I'm going to be talking about humbling experiences from primary school. Starting with, I think we'll start with, We'll start with year 6, which is the last year of primary school, and work our way backwards. So, an embarrassing thing that happened to me in year 6 was I almost shit myself. It started off strong. Basically, what happened was, it was Christmas. We're in the hall. By the way, I'm sick right now. You could tell. I sneezed my piercing out. It was wild. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's Christmas. We're in the hall watching fucking Arthur Christmas, and I'm sitting there trying to watch this movie that I'd already watched, by the way, like at home, like literally the day before. So I was like, this shit's boring. I can see my sister a few rows ahead of, like, in front of me, because she was younger than me, so they had us sit in our classes, like we weren't allowed to move from where they sat us. So I was in year 6, so I was sitting at the back of the room with my class. Well, I thought it was my entire class, but we'll get to that later. Because I can see my sister, she's fucking doing whatever the fuck she's doing, yapping to her mates instead of watching the movie. But anyway, I'm sitting there watching the movie. I'm like, I am about to shit my pants. What the fuck? So I'm like, I need to go to the toilet. I leg it literally other side of the building, other side of the school, to go to the toilets. Like this close to shitting myself. Literally getting my pants down. Too much information, sorry. But anyway, and then I'm like, I need to go home. I don't want this to happen again. Like, I don't want to shit myself at school. So I go to my classroom, and I don't look around as I come in, because I can see my teacher. So I'm like, she's the only one here, right? So I'm like, miss, I need to go home. I just had diarrhea. And she's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll go call your mum. I turn to my side. There is a girl in my class staring at me. I did not know she was in there. Like, I was like, it was she works in the chippy that I walk past to the shop sometimes, and I sometimes I see her in there. I'm like, does she remember? Does she remember? Is that what she remembers me by? But anyway, yeah, that was not fun at all. I went home, my mum come to pick me up, and I went home, and I was like, Mom, she's making me get in the bath, because this was like a thing, like if any of us were like sick or whatever, she was like, get a nice warm bath, and then go to bed. That was basically the routine. So she's making me get in the bath, I'm like crying to her, like, Mom, people saw me. And she's like, I don't care, get in the bath. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so that was embarrassing. I don't really remember anything else from year 6, I'm going to be honest, because I really hated my teacher. So I kind of like repressed memories. Yeah, I don't really think... I mean, things probably did happen, but not that I remember. Okay, so year 5. So I was like 9. Two things actually in year 5. This one's a little bit less embarrassing. The other one is like really embarrassing. Like, I genuinely did not go to school for a week because of it. But the less embarrassing thing was we went to church. I went to a Protestant primary school, which is like Christian. So we'd go to church at like Christmas and whatever. This is another Christmas story. Christingles, bro. I hated making those. Why are we stabbing an orange? You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, we went to church. This actually might have been Easter. No, it's definitely Christmas, because we broke up for winter break, like literally the day after. But anyway, so we went to church, and I was sat next to like a stone pillar. Like the pew I was on was next to a stone pillar, and I was like thinking to myself, I was like, I wonder how long we're here for. I did not have a phone, I did not have a watch at the time. Like I didn't know what time it was. I can't even tell the time on clocks half the time. Like analog clocks, they mean nothing to me. So I was like, I'll count to 60 in my head, and I'll use this penny that I have in my pocket to scratch a tally mark into the stone pillar next to me. I think I got about 5 minutes in before one of the like volunteers that worked at the church saw me and was like, and like got really mad. She got my head teacher, by the way, because she was the one chaperoning our class that day. The head teacher, which is the principal. And she's like, move this child away from the pillars right now. She's scratching them. And the head teacher looks at me like, the fuck are you doing? And I was just like, I didn't know. That was a bad thing to do. If you can tell, I was a really stupid child. So when we got back from church, the head teacher like proper ripped into me. She was like, well, why were you doing that? And I was like, I wanted to see how long we were there for. And she was like, what? She wasn't laughing, obviously. She was actually really pissed off at me. I thought it was funny. I still do think it was funny. Then she made me rewrite an apology letter like 5 times. Because the first 2 times she got me to write it was like handwritten, but my handwriting is ass. So she was like, no, that's not good enough. So then she took me to the computer room, made me type up an apology on Word 3 different times, because she was like, it's not good enough. It's not sincere enough. I was like, bitch, I don't even know what sincere means. The other embarrassing memory from year 5 also involves the fucking head teacher. She was just sitting in on our class that day. Like, she wasn't teaching us, she was just there, watching our teacher, or whatever, like assessing our normal teacher. So she's in our classroom. It was boiling that day. Like, it was actually really warm. Like, the heating was full blast. I sat right in front of a radiator, and I was like, oh, I'm dying. It's too hot in here. I'm dying. What the fuck? But I survived. Barely. So then when break came, I was like, oh, finally got to go outside in the cool air. And then I like stepped foot out the classroom, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna throw up, actually. Like, I am about to throw up. So I'm like, I'm heading for the toilets. Like, I'm like speed walking down the corridor. Like, I got to the door of the bathrooms and just threw up all over the door. And I was like, oh my god. I'm like, there's still more coming though. So I pushed onwards, pushed the door open, threw up on the floor. And then I was like, shit, I've got sick everywhere. What am I gonna do? So I was like, I still need to throw up though. So I ran through the puddle of my own sick, slipped down, fell on the floor, smacked my head on the floor, then just threw up on myself. And that was that. I was covered in sick. The fucking room was covered in sick. And I was like, I need to go home. I need to go home. So I go back to my classroom covered in sick. Luckily, everyone else has already gone out for break. It's just the head teacher and my teacher in there. And I walk in and I'm like, I threw up. And they're like, yeah, we can see that. So the head teacher takes me to the office. She does not take me into the office though. She makes me wait outside because she's like, I don't want the office to smell like puke. She gets the receptionist, Miss Allen, love Miss Allen, to call my mum, which was a very common occurrence when I was in primary school because I threw up all the time, just at least twice a month. I'd just go, bleh, and then they'd have to send me home. They'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. I used to eat the sleeves of my cardigan. Like, I knew what laundry detergent tasted like. So that's probably why I was throwing up all the time. Anyway, so Miss Allen's called my mum. The fucking head teacher's trying to clean me up a little bit. But I'm sitting in the corridor. People start coming back from break. They're walking past me. They're looking at me. They're like, you're covered in sick. And I'm like, oh, I want to go home. While the teacher is cleaning me up, she's got gloves on. She's turning her head away going, huh? I'm like, girl, you're meant to be like comforting me here. You're making me feel disgusting. Like, I was covered in sick, but like, you didn't have it. Anyway, I go home and I'm like, Mum, I'm not going back to school ever again. I can't go back. She's like, you have to go back eventually. I'm like, no, I can't. Everyone saw me covered in my own sick. A week goes by. I'm forced back into school. I show up. And the TA, the teaching assistant, decides to tell me that while they were helping the cleaners clean up the girls' toilets that I threw up all over, they had pegs on their noses. And I was like, thanks for telling me that. That makes me feel so good about myself. That makes me feel so good. Thank you so much. Oh, I still cringe to this day thinking about it. Because, like, everyone brought it up for the rest of the year. They were like, you threw up all over the toilet. So I was like, I know. You don't have to keep telling me. I know. Also, this is, like, just in general, but I was really really badly travel sick as well. So anytime we went on a school trip, I had to sit at the front of the bus with the teachers with a bin bag next to me in case I threw up. And I was like, this is so humiliating. Like, it makes me, like, genuinely tweak out remembering it, because what the fuck was I doing? I just remembered another one from year 6, actually. So in year 6 we got to go on this residential trip. Most people had already been on one in year 4, but my dad said no when I was in year 4. He's like, you're too young to stay anywhere overnight with the school. Like, that's no. So I was like one of 3 people in my year 6 class that had never been on a residential trip before. So we're getting ready to go on the bus and leave our parents for like 4 days, but I'd never done that before. So I started crying. I started bawling my eyes out. I was like, ah! I cried the entire way there. We were going to Wales, bro. It was like an hour bus journey and I was crying the entire time. I shouldn't laugh because I'm really ill right now, but oh my god. It was so embarrassing. Like, why was I crying? Like, I know why I was crying, but like, ooh. No one else was crying. It was just me. Oh, that's so embarrassing. And then even worse, actually, on that trip, there was a zip line. It was really high up, in my defence, and everyone had to do it. And I get up this, like, really, I had to, like, climb up a tree. It was wild. And I get up onto the platform, and he's like, I'm about to like shimmy my ass off the ledge and zip line. And I was like, oh, I can't do it. So I was about to go climb back down, and I could hear that my class talking shit about me. And I was like, I can't let them talk shit about me. I don't want to be remembered as the pussy that didn't go down the zip line. So I was like, okay, no, I'm locked in. I've got this. Climb back up, do the zip line. My eyes were closed the entire time because I was like, oh my god. Sorry. My light just turned on. What the fuck? Ah! I'm getting so many fucking... where's the remote for the light? This has just turned chaotic. Basically, I just got a notification that my comment on a Josie K video just got liked by Josie, and I was like, ah! And then my light just turned on for some reason. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my eyes were closed the entire way down the fucking zip line, because I was like, I don't want to do this, but I don't want people to think about pussy. But the thing was, though, at the end, like, the zip line, like, it was just from a tree to another tree. So then we, like, bounced off the tree, then we're just in the middle of this zip line, and I'm like, I don't like this, actually. And they're like, yeah, we're going to shout up instructions to you now, you 10-year-old up there. We're going to shout instructions to you and just hope that you follow them and don't die. And I was like, what the fuck? Why have you entrusted me with this? I don't want to do this. So I'm like, even just remembering it stresses me out so bad. I could have died. If I had fallen... No, I wouldn't have died unless I landed on my head, which was unlikely, but, like, I could have broken something. I'm really bad at following directions as well, so it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And they're like, right, you need to, like, use this and then do that, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I did end up getting down fine. It was... But everyone saw me freak out twice. That was fun. No wonder, right, when I was in year 5, this is before all that, but, like, still, I had a bit of a reputation in primary school, and it's not one to be proud of, to be fair. But anyway, fucking, in year 5. I did an after-school drama club for a bit. My friend joined, and she was like, join with me. I was like, okay, whatever. So I went to this drama club with her. I banged the back of my foot on, you know, like the trolley they put the gym mats on. Ooh, I banged my foot on it really, really hard because we were barefoot. So I just dropped to the floor, crying and screaming in pain. And teacher comes over, and he's trying to ask me what's wrong, but I'm in pain. I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, ah. And so he's like asking people around me, like, what's up? And then this lad that I didn't even know, like, I know his name was Lewis, he was in the year above me, just goes, she cries all the time. What do you mean? Like, yeah, I did, but you don't have to bring it up. Like, what? It's funny as well, though, because anytime someone ever said to me, like, oh, you're really sensitive, you cry all the time, I'd go, no, I don't. And I'd start crying. I would, that's the thing, though. Like, if anyone pointed it out, I'd be, like, so embarrassed that I'd genuinely start crying while going, no, I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, I was... In primary school, I was the kid that threw up randomly all the time. I was the kid that cried all the time. Like, pick a problem. I was fat, like, still am. Pick a problem. And I was undiagnosed. Pick a problem. And I was gay, but I didn't know it. And I was trans, and I didn't know it. So I was just an all-round general, just little freak. Not saying that any of those things exclusively make you a freak, but when all of them at the same time, like, pick a problem. Oh my god. Anyway. Oh my god, do you know what I used to do as well? If anyone mentioned their, like, I'm getting off track now, but if anyone mentioned their, like, grandparents, like their granddad, I'd be like, my granddad's dead. What the fuck was I trying to add to that conversation? I just, like, I wasn't very good at conversations. So, like, anything I could think of, I'd just say it, and that was 9 out of 10 times is what I'd say. Just, oh, my granddad's dead. Like, the fuck, this girl's just telling me about how she's just had a nice weekend at her granddad's house. I'm like, oh yeah, mine's dead. What's wrong with me? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, year 4, anything happened in year 4? I had a boyfriend and he broke up with me. No, I broke up with him, actually. Get it right. We'd been dating. Can you really say you're dating anyone when you're, like, 8 years old? I don't know. But we've been dating for a while. Since, like, year 3. So, like, we were the longest reigning couple in our year group. And then one day we're lining up to go back inside from PE because we've been doing fucking, what the fuck were we doing? Tennis or some shit? And there's hair in my eye. And he just strolls up to me in the line and goes, you're gonna have my babies one day? And I was like, ugh, shut the fuck up. And because we were 8 and I swore, he was like, I'm telling the teacher on you. I was like, oh, what the fuck? And he tells the teacher on me, and this teacher used to love me before this incident. And then she hated me. It was definitely because of that, or not about anything else. Definitely wasn't because I threw up in her classroom all the time, but, like, no. And yeah, so he told the teacher that I said fuck. And I was like, you're gay anyway. That was the... I was not homophobic as a child, I swear. I just didn't understand how insults worked. I was like, well, you're a bad boyfriend anyway, you're gay. I break up with you. It was so stupid. That happened in year 4. Oh, actually, at some point between year 4 and year 3, when we were together, we were in the same class, and I don't know what the fuck, I used to watch Disney Channel a lot, and I'd probably seen, like, a couple on Disney Channel kiss, and I was like, I need to go do that. So I just got up mid-lesson, then very awkwardly wandered over to his table and went, no, on his cheek, and then ran away. It's so bad. It's so bad. Although, I will say, I never pissed myself in school, so... In primary school, anyway. Oh... Well, now I have to get into it, don't I? Technically, it wasn't in school. Basically, when I was in year 7, it was, like, when I'd first joined the high school. I didn't like going to the toilets in the school because all the older girls would smoke and, like, use hairspray in there, so it just smelt really bad. So I would avoid going to the toilet in school. And one day... I was like, I pissed myself on the way home from school because I just couldn't. I was 11. I feel like that excuses it. I was 11. The worst thing is, I was actually like 2 seconds away from being home. Got home and my mum was like, I'm like, Mom, don't even. Mom, please. Yeah. Anyway, year 2. I don't actually remember a lot of year 1 and 2 because I had the teacher that hated me. Like, I had the same teacher for year 1, 2, and 6. But when I was in year 1 and 2, she was like really verbally abusive to me, and me specifically. She hated me. So I've repressed a lot of memories from those years. But I do remember once, it's less embarrassing, just kind of sad. We had spelling tests weekly. First of all, I'm really shit at spelling. Like, I'm ass. I still can't spell things half the time. But she would like colour coordinate like the levels of difficulty, and I was in the yellow group, so she'd send us home a list of spellings to learn. It'd be colour coordinated, and mind you, it was on white paper, yellow text on white paper. Bitch, I can't read that. That's impossible to read. So I just put it off because I'm like, well, I can't read it. I'm not going to learn them. Fuck her. And I got 0 out of 12 on this spelling test once, and she screamed in my face. She was like, you are a stupid brat. And I was like, started crying, cowering in the corner because she scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh. Yeah, that was not fun. She was a bitch. Her name was Karen. Ugh, fuck you, Karen. When I see you in the street. No, I'm like actually still scared of her. Like, she fucked me up that badly. If I saw her in the street, I'd run in terror and hide. Because I'm still scared of her, like a little bit. Like, a little bit, just a smidge. I'm fucking shit scared of her. I'm gonna be honest. Like, she's a huge woman. Not in a mean way. She's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. In reception, I didn't really have any friends. Reception's like, I think you're like 4 years old. It's kind of like kindergarten, I think. Kind of. I don't know. But anyway, reception. Didn't really have many friends. So when it came to like free play time, I'd be like, I need to make friends. So these kids were like doing a jigsaw puzzle, and I was like, I can help with that. I know how to do puzzles. I didn't know, no one verbalized this to me, but they were doing outside first, then the inside. So when I was like, oh, this place goes with this piece, they screamed at me. I'm like, no, we're not doing it that way. And it scared me so bad that I started crying, and I was like, I'm sorry. Rollo, shut your ass up. I love him, actually. He just barks whenever someone walks past our house. He's so annoying. Bullshit. Yeah, but I started crying, and then the teacher was like, what's wrong? I was like, they shouted at me. And then the teacher asked them, like, why did you do that? They're like, oh, we were doing it a specific way, and... Shut up! Shut your ass up. Doggy. Stupid dog. What was I saying, bro? Yeah. Oh, I also cut my hair in reception once. Just, I had no reason to do that. Me and this lad, I was like kind of friends with him. Like, we would sometimes draw sharks in the dirt together. Autism. The pair of us, honestly. But one day I was like, do you want to play hairdressers with me? And like, this kid did not talk much, like, at all, but he just kind of went like, okay. So I grabbed some scissors, started chopping my own hair, chopped a bit of his bowl cut off as well. He was like some Asian kid. Yeah, I'm not even like taking the piss, like he genuinely did have a bowl cut. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut your hair. Well, I did. I did it on purpose, but like we were both 4, okay? Oh, also, oh my god, we were outside playing once in reception, and someone found a little ladybug, and they were passing it around, and they were like, oh, look, it's crawling across our hands, and I was like, oh, I want to join in. Let me have the ladybird. When it crawled on my hand, I don't know what the fuck it was, but because of the way the little feet, I was like, I started tweaking out. I'll be honest. I started screaming. I was like, get it off me! And I scared it away. And then everyone was like, why did you do that? I was like, it scared me. And they're like, what do you mean it scared you? I was like, it had legs. Like, what the fuck do you mean it scared you because it had legs? I was like, I don't know. It just had legs and there was too many of them. I started genuinely crying because I was like, it had too many legs. And I didn't like the way it felt. I feel like a lot of these embarrassing moments were just like me being so fucking autistic and not knowing that. And people just being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. Oh god, I'm getting snot everywhere. Like, I'm so ill right now. Oh, speaking of, actually, where are they? Where are they? Look at what my parents got me from a charity shop ages ago. I haven't used them because I don't want to use them, but look at them. Look how cool that is. They were £1.30. Little handkerchiefs. Look at that. Pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest, I need to piss so fucking bad. I don't know why I did that.